All right. So I hope I'm clearly audible and my screen is also visible. हम्म तो अभी मतलब थोड़ा चीज़ों को मैं एनालाइज कर रहा था और कुछ चीज़ें मैं फिगर आउट करने की कोशिश कर रहा था और आई एम नॉट सिटिंग इन अ व्हाट आई कैन से a grassy land. It's just the virtual background that I'm using because I wanted a green background and that's the closest that I got. So yeah, that's why I'm using this background and I hope my voice is also clearly audible. तो बेसिकली ये एक वैसी वीडियो होने वाली है कि मैं बात करने वाला हूँ कि मुझे किस चीज़ों पे काम करना है. लाइक आई थॉट आई राइट डाउन सर्टेन थिंग्स बट आई थॉट लिखने से ज़्यादा जो मेरे दिमाग में चल रहा है लिखने लिखने तक कहीं मैं भूल ना जाऊँ, इसलिए मैं वीडियो बना रहा हूँ. तो कुछ चीज़ें जो मैंने फिगर आउट की है उसमें एक चीज़ जो कॉमन चीज़ सबसे आगे आ रही है वो है डिसिप्लिन. लाइक टू गेट सक्सेसफुल इन ट्रेडिंग आई नीड टू हैव डिसिप्लिन एंड हैव टू स्टिक बाई रूल्स. तो उसमें फर्स्ट लर्निंग ये है कि मुझे रूल्स बहुत ज़्यादा रिजिड नहीं बनाने हैं, क्योंकि रूल्स बहुत ज़्यादा रिजिड बनाने से क्या होता है कि उनको फॉलो करना उतना ही डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है. एंड अगर फॉलो करना डिफिकल्ट होगा फिर एक रूल ब्रेक होता है तो साइकोलॉजी पे ऐसा इफेक्ट होता है, फिर मल्टीपल रूल्स ब्रेक हो जाते हैं एंड यू फॉल ऑन दैट लूप, राइट. तो वो नहीं चाहता हूँ मैं. सिंपल कुछ रूल बनाने हैं जो इंपॉर्टेंट है, लाइक मोस्ट नेसेसरी वन, लाइक 3 गोल्डन रूल्स और स्टफ. आई हैव टू डू दैट. फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकंड थिंग, नो सेटअप नो ट्रेड. सो आई हैव टू बी वेरी क्लियर कि अगर सेटअप नहीं है तो मैं ट्रेड नहीं करूंगा. और रैंडम ट्रेड्स में मैंने जंप नहीं करना है, फोमो नहीं करना है. एंड जितना मेरा एनालिसिस से निकल के आ रहा है और जितना मेरी प्रीवियस पास मिस्टेक्स हैं, ऐसे गैम्बलिंग वाला माइंडसेट मेरा कभी भी रहा नहीं है ट्रेडिंग को लेके. आई ऑलवेज वांटेड टू परस्यू इट एज अ फुल टाइम करियर. सो दैट इज स्टिल द गोल. And for that, I need to have certain ground rules that I have made it in the past and I am again going to make it. And the second one is, as I said, no setup, no trade. And I have to put SL in the system itself. मेरे को सिस्टम में SL डालना है और वो SL इतना होना चाहिए जिसको मैं बियर कर सकूं, राइट. सो SL needs to be in the system and that should be like उतना कि जितना मैं उसको बियर कर सकूं, राइट. तो दैट इज द 3 थिंग्स दैट इज इन माई माइंड एज ऑफ नाउ, कि ऐसे लगाना है सिस्टम में. एंड गोल्डन रूल्स बनाने, लाइक की फैक्टर्स रूल्स बनाने हैं. एंड डिसिप्लिन को नो मैटर व्हाट मेरे को फॉलो ही करना है, because that is how I'm going to survive in the market. And whatever learning is coming on my way. So this book that you're seeing on the screen is the eighth chapter of the book, Discipline Trader, and it is written by Mark Douglas. It is written as Douglas Mark over here. No, the name is Mark Douglas, and he has a great successful career in the market, and he has a lot of knowledge. And this book is completely about the trading psychology, right? So I have gone through like the first 7 chapters and I have learned a lot of things. I have thought about it. Now again कुछ चीज़ें और मेरे को जो करनी है वो है, मेरे को अपनी बैक टेस्ट करनी है स्ट्रेटेजी. और मेरे को देखना है कि कैसे बैक टेस्टिंग एग्जैक्टली होती है और कैसे उसको प्रॉपरली करा जाता है. लाइक मेरे को जनरल आइडिया है कि बैक टेस्टिंग कैसे होती है, क्या होती है, मैंने अपने बेसिस पे करी हुई भी है. बट एग्जैक्टली उसको कैसे करा जाता है, प्रोफेशनल्स को कैसे करते हैं, वो मुझे करना है. तो ये 3 4 चीज़ें मेरे को करनी है. एंड नेक्स्ट थिंग, बैक टेस्टिंग कर दी उसके बाद एक चीज़ मेरे को अपना रिस्क मैनेजमेंट पे बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है काम करना. क्योंकि अगर मैं अपना देखूँ अकाउंट या अपना मैं ट्रेडिंग देखूँ तो मेरे जो इस मंथ भी जो नंबर ऑफ डेज डेज हैं जिसमें मैं ग्रीन रहा हूँ, दैट इज 10 out of the 14. But still I am in losing streak. Like I have lost no, I'll not say it as a hefty sum, but yeah, comparative to the past or like last 2 months, it is almost 1.5 time or almost 2 times the losses that I have had in the last 2 months. So basic रीजन ही उसके पीछे का ये है कि रिस्क मैनेजमेंट एंड RR, जो रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड रेशियो है, उस पर मेरे को काम करना है. ज़्यादा दिन ग्रीन होने के बावजूद भी मैं कैसे मेरा मंथ रेड हो सकता है भैया. और जो मैं बता रहा हूँ मैंने 3 ही दिन में लॉस किया इसका. और वो उन 3 दिनों में बहुत मैंने क्लियरली देखा है कि क्या मेरे से मिस्टेक हुई है. एंड मैं बहुत ऐसे नियम कानून बना भी रहा हूँ, बट एज सुन एज आई एम एंटरिंग द मार्केट, एज सुन एज आई एम सीइंग द अपॉर्चुनिटीज इन द मार्केट, I'm jumping right into it. Obviously, I'm jumping it with some logics. I'm not like simply gambling over there, but yeah, I'm entering with some logic. But as soon as that logic didn't work, I have to exit as soon as possible. This is the place where I'm lacking behind, or where I, slipped out and I lost a सर्टेन अमाउंट. सो जहाँ पे मेरे को काटना है मैं वहाँ पे काट नहीं पा रहा हूँ, या मैं एंटर हाई पे कर ले रहा हूँ, और फिर जब वो जहाँ पे मेरा डिसाइडेड एसएल है वहाँ तक आ रहा है तो वो ऑलरेडी एक बड़ा लॉस बन जा रहा है. सो दैट इज़ वन थिंग. और कुछ चीज़ मेरे दिमाग में और आई थिंक भूल गया अभी बताना. रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड फॉलो करना है और ये सारी चीज़ें करनी है. जर्नलिंग, जर्नलिंग कैसे करनी है? मतलब मैं जर्नलिंग करता हूँ, बट उसके बाद क्या? उसको मेरे को थोड़ा डिटेल में समझना है. सब बोलते हैं कि लिखना है लिखना है लिखना है. आई एम राइटिंग इट डाउन, राइट? बट उसके बाद क्या? मैंने कभी मुड़ के भी नहीं देखा उसको. लाइक जनरल आइडिया रहता है एंट्री एग्जिट के क्या रूल्स हैं, क्यों मैंने एंटर किया, क्या है. आफ्टर ट्रेल लॉजिक बनाना बहुत आसान होता है, बट सेम लॉजिक पे आपको लॉस भी हो सकता है, और लॉस आपने एक्सेप्ट करना है अगर स्मॉल लॉस है तो. मार्केट के फ्लो के साथ जाना है, मार्केट की डायरेक्शन में जाना है, अपोजिट नहीं जाना है. इट्स नॉट अबाउट गेटिंग वन बिग ट्रेड, इट्स अबाउट हैविंग मल्टीपल एंड कंसिस्टेंट ट्रेड्स, राइट? सो दैट इज द बेसिक आइडिया. और कुछ चीज़ें मेरे माइंड में आई हैं जो मैं अभी भूल रहा हूँ एग्जैक्टली. सो या I'll टॉक अबाउट इट. सो या अभी मैं ये चैप्टर कंप्लीट करूंगा. मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली बाई टुनाइट आई एम गोइंग टू कवर लाइक 10 चैप्टर. दिस इज द एट्थ वन. सो एट्थ तो मैं ऑब्वियसली कंप्लीट करूंगा. एंड डिसिप्लिन एंड रिस्क मैनेजमेंट इज द की फैक्टर्स इन विच आई हैव टू वर्क ऑन. डिसिप्लिन की फैक्टर, डिसिप्लिन एंड रिस्क मैनेजमेंट. Yep. So that's the way forward, and I'm going to stick to it, and I'm going to have a great, great, great success. I have this gut feeling about it. No matter what happens, I'm ready to work on myself. I'm ready to put on some skills, and right entry, right exit, and discipline is the must thing. Because in the market, it is like a sea of unlimited opportunities. So cannot just sit behind and constantly have this feeling to enter in each and every opportunity. No, you have to find the right one. अपॉर्चुनिटी से याद आया कि मेरे को जो जो मैं टेम्पलेट यूज़ करता हूँ, इंडिकेटर की टेम्पलेट यूज़ करता हूँ, दिस इज अनदर थिंग दैट आई हैव टू गो थ्रू. जो मेरी टेम्पलेट ऑफ इंडिकेटर में यूज़ करता हूँ, या उसमें जो जो मैंने लगा रखे हैं सारी चीज़ें, उसको मेरे को कम करना होगा. सिर्फ कुछ चीज़ें देख के ही मेरे को एंटर करना पड़ेगा, और वही इंपॉर्टेंट है ऐसा रखना पड़ेगा. जैसे मैं ईएमए भी यूज़ करता हूँ, मैं आरएसआई भी यूज़ करता हूँ, मैं बॉलिंजर बैंड यूज़ कर रहा हूँ, वी वैप यूज़ कर रहा हूँ, वॉल्यूम यूज़ कर रहा हूँ. और उसके अलावा ये में तो ऑब्वियसली मैंने बता दिया 9 एंड 20 दोनों यूज़ कर रहा हूँ. कभी कभी एटीआर भी देख ले रहा हूँ, फिर वॉल्यूम भी है अपनी जगह पे. और इन सब के बावजूद मैं प्राइस एक्शन भी फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, सपोर्ट रेजिस्टेंस तो है ही है. और इतने सारे फैक्टर्स हो जा रहे हैं, तो इनसे क्या हो रहा है कि अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ बहुत सारी दिख रही हैं. और जब आप मार्केट में हो, मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ राइट अपॉर्चुनिटी का, बट राइट अपॉर्चुनिटी तक पहुँचते पहुँचते जैसे मैंने डिसाइड किया कि फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने अपने जोन है जो वो मार्क कर रखे हैं, लाइक सपोर्ट एंड रेजिस्टेंस मार्क कर रखे हैं, बट मार्केट वहां तक आ ही नहीं रहा है. अब मार्केट वहां तक आ ही नहीं रहा है, तो मैं पेशेंटली वेट करने के बजाय दूसरे जो यहाँ पे इंडिकेटर है इनके बेसिस पे एंटर कर ले रहा हूँ. किसी भी एक के बेसिस पे एंटर कर ले रहा हूँ. एंड वो नहीं चल रहा है तो फिर लॉस भी होल्ड कर दे रहा हूँ. लॉस होल्ड कर दे रहा हूँ, ओवर ट्रेडिंग कर दे रहा हूँ, फिर जहाँ से साइकोलॉजी इफेक्ट हो जाती है वहां से इट्स जाना ही जाना है भैया वहां से तो. इसीलिए मैं आई एंड अप लूजिंग थिंग्स. तो दीज आर द थिंग्स इन विच आई हैव टू वर्क ऑन, एंड आई वर्क ऑन इट, एंड आई कम आउट इन what I can say in a successful manner and stuff. So yeah, this is the things that I have to learn. And if I'll go through the first page of it, okay, let's just cover like initial 2 pages of it, right? So the first thing is, before we cover the 3 stages to becoming a successful trader, so the name of the chapter is the 3 stages to becoming a successful trader. Before we cover the 3 stages of to becoming a successful trader, it would be a good idea to review one of the material already covered. In the market environment, you have to make the rules to the game and then have the discipline to abide by these rules. सो ये जो रूल्स, डिसिप्लिन, ये सारी चीज़ें हैं, ये मेरे पे अभी बहुत मतलब जिस भी चीज़ में मैं जा रहा हूँ. जैसे पहले मेरे को आया था कुछ दिन पहले द सीक्रेट बुक, मेरे को ऐसा था कि मल्टीपल मैंने कॉमेडी वीडियोस देखी और मल्टीपल स्टैंड अप कॉमेडियंस ने सेम बुक रिकमेंड करी, और वो बुक थी द सीक्रेट। उसके अलावा मेरे को उसका कंटेंट भी दिखना, उस एल्गोरिदम में उसका आना, कहीं ना कहीं से उस बुक का रेफरेंस मिला, तो फिर मैंने वो पढ़ी। तो सिमिलरली अभी मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि यूनिवर्स मेरे को साइन दे रहा है कि भाई तू रूल्स और डिसिप्लिन इन दोनों चीज़ों पे अपना वर्क कर। और रिस्क टू रिवॉर्ड रेशियो एंड रिस्क मैनेजमेंट तो है ही है। तो इसीलिए जैसे अभी मैं इस चैप्टर पे पहुंचा हूँ, इसमें भी रूल्स की बात हो रही है। मैं लाइक आई वाज गोइंग थ्रू माय एस्ट्रोलॉजिकल चार्ट, and there also it says you have to be disciplined to get success. If you'll go in a random manner, you'll not succeed. It'll come like it will not give you the kind of things that you're expecting for. So मेरे को तो यहाँ लॉन्ग रन के लिए रहना है ना, तो डिसिप्लिन इज द ओनली वे आउट, एंड डिसिप्लिन पे मेरे को काम करना है। यहाँ पे भी ये रूल्स वाली बात है, तो अचानक से मेरे को याद आ गया। एनवायरनमेंट यू मेक द रूल्स, तो आपने रूल्स बनाने हैं और डिसिप्लिन इतना रखना है कि आप उन रूल्स को फॉलो भी कर पा रहे हो। इवन द मार्केट मूव्स इन वेज दैट विल कॉन्स्टेंटली टेम्प्ट यू इनटू बिलीविंग यू डोंट नीड टू फॉलो रूल्स दिस टाइम। करेक्ट, दिस डू हैपेंस राइट। तो मार्केट मूव करता है तो हमको लगता है छोड़ना, आज रूल फॉलो नहीं करते हैं, आज रूल फॉलो नहीं करते हैं, लाइक अभी लेट इट बी, एंटर कर लो और जल्दी से अपना प्रॉफिट बना लो। राइट, सो शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए बिल्कुल हो सकता है कि आपको कभी दिख जाए प्रॉफिट, बट लॉन्गर टर्म में वो आपका मनी लेकर ही जाएगा। सो दिस मोमेंट अलाउज us to indulge in an illusion or distortion that shows you in any given moment. Absolutely correct. Certainly you don't choose to feel pain confronting your illusions about the market. उस टाइम पे आपको फील पेन भी फील नहीं होगा illusions about the market के against. If there is any reasonable information that would support the possibility of your expectation being fulfilled. In an unlimited environment, if you can't confront the reality of a loss, then the possibility exists for you to lose every freaking thing. How come this is becoming more relatable and relatable as I'm going forward? Hmm. Now, there's a possibility exists for you to lose everything in each and every trade. If you believe trading is like gambling, it isn't. And I firmly believe that. In any gambling game, you have to actively participate to lose and do nothing to stop losing. In the market environment, you have to actively participate to get into a trade and actively participate to end your losses. If you do nothing, the potential exists to lose everything you own. करेक्ट। सो जब आप एक लूजिंग ट्रेड में हो, आपने जल्दी से जल्दी उसे काटना ही पड़ेगा। आपको नहीं रुकना है कि वो आपकी डायरेक्शन में वापस आए। जैसे मेरे साथ रिसेंटली ये बहुत बार हुआ है कि मुझे पता चल गया है कि ये ट्रेड नहीं चलेगा, बट मैं उसे काट नहीं पा रहा हूँ। या एक ट्रेड में मैं देख रहा हूँ एक सर्टेन पॉजिटिव तक वो गया, बट मैंने उसको होल्ड किया, फिर उसने ना सिर्फ मेरा जितना प्रॉफिट दिखाया था उसको भी रिकवर करा, बट एक अच्छे लॉस तक मैं उसको होल्ड कर रहा हूँ। मैं स्कैल्पिंग के बजाय होल्ड कर ले रहा हूँ उसको मल्टीपल कैंडल्स, एंड फिर वो बाहर मैं उससे तभी आ रहा हूँ जब मुझे लग रहा है कि भैया इससे ज़्यादा अपन लॉस नहीं झेल पाएंगे उस पर्टिकुलर ट्रेड में। So psychologically, you have to be really strong and really disciplined to survive in the market. And it is the game of survival. If you survive, market is going to give you really abundance of money. And I mean it when I'm saying it. It's just you versus you in the market. And remember, market is always correct, as Mark Douglas also said in the previous chapter itself, right? So in any gambling game, you have to actively participate to lose and do nothing to stop losing. In the market environment, you have to actively participate to get into trade and actively participate to end your losses. If you have do nothing, like if you do nothing, the potential exists to lose everything you own, right? When you participate in gambling games, you know actively exactly what your risk is, and then the event always ends. Correct. With the markets, you don't ultimately, what I can say, know what your risk is. Even if you are disciplined enough to use stops, because the market could get through your stops. Also, because the event never ends and is in constant motion. True that. गैम्बलिंग में आपको पता होता है इतना समय आपने लगाया है, जीत सकते हो तो इतना हो जाएगा, हारोगे तो इतना हो जाएगा। बट मार्केट में ऐसा नहीं होता है, कॉन्स्टेंटली मूव कर रहा है। नॉन स्टॉप भी है तो आपके वो मार्केट हो सकता है कि बहुत बड़ा गैप के साथ आपके स्टॉप को निकाल दे। तो स्टॉप लॉस सिस्टम में होना चाहिए, बिकॉज अभी सर्वाइवल पे बात आ चुकी है। ऑल्सो बिकॉज द इवेंट नेवर एंड्स and is in constant motion, there is always the possibility of getting back what you are losing in any trade. You won't need to actively participate to get back what you're losing. Just have to stay in your trade and let the market give it to you. As a result, there is the constant temptation not to cut your losses, which is very difficult to resist. True that. So basically, यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, क्योंकि इवेंट कभी खत्म नहीं हो रहा है, मार्केट खत्म नहीं हो रहा है, कांस्टेंट मोशन में है, तो आपको लगता है हमेशा कि आप उस ट्रेड में जो लूज कर रहे हो वो वापस आ सकता है। यू वोंट नीड टू एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेट टू गेट बैक व्हाट आर यू लूजिंग। यू जस्ट हैव टू स्टे इन द ट्रेड एंड लेट द मार्केट गिव इट टू यू। राइट, आपने कुछ करना है नहीं, बस आपने होल्ड करना, कार्ड पोजीशन ही क्लोज करनी है। तो अपोजिट है, जैसे आपने एक ट्रेड में एंटर किया और लॉसेस आपको दिखने लग गए हैं, तो अब क्योंकि मार्केट मूव कर रहा है तो होप है आपके मन में कि अभी आपके डायरेक्शन में आएगा और लॉसेस को कट शॉर्ट कर देगा। एंड उसके लिए आपको कुछ एफर्ट भी नहीं डालने पड़ने हैं। ऑल यू हैव टू डू इज जस्ट स्टे द वे यू आर एंड मार्केट विल डू द रेस्ट ऑफ द जॉब। राइट। तो कंफर्ट जोन से भी क्या है, आपके फेवर में है कि आप बने रहो। कंफर्ट से बाहर निकल के आपने काटना पड़ेगा, लॉस एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा। राइट। So that is also the case. So as a result, there is the constant temptation not to cut your losses, which is very difficult to resist. तो हमेशा टेम्पटेशन आती रहेगी कि लॉस को मत काटो, अभी ये वापस आ सकता है, बट आपने काटना है। Why choose pain over the possibility of being made whole when all you need is ignore the risk? Making sense, completely making sense. You create your experience of the market. Each equilibrium, the current price presents every trader with an opportunity to either buy low or sell high related to the next change. Except for the time it takes to execute a trade, it is basically the same market for all of us. You are either able to perceive any given equilibrium as opportunity to execute a trade, or you can agonize over that you believe it as a missed opportunity from the last price change, or you can refrain from taking the trade at the current price, even though you perceive it as an opportunity because you fear the market might make you wrong. The market does not create the ways in which you perceive it, it merely reflects what is going on inside of you in any given moment. Whatever, whether you perceive the current market condition as an opportunity and didn't act on a perception or didn't realize it was an opportunity until after the move occurred, is again a direct reflection of your unique psychological makeup. You attach the meaning to any particular move. From an objective perspective, the next tick up can be described as a price just moved one tick up from the previous price. That is the reality about the one tick price change we all share. However, to one trader, that one tick could be the final defeat in a short position he had seen carrying. To another trader, it could mean a perfect selling opportunity because the market just can't go higher. To a third trader, it could mean a buying opportunity because the market broke out of a resistance area based on the way he defines resistance. The market neither chooses nor has any way of choosing the meaning you attach to any particular price change or market condition. For example, you could perceive an opportunity to sell high and act on the perception by entering the market with a short position. From the point you entered, let's say the market went in your favor and then violently reversed itself. In doing so, it very quickly went through your entry point and kept on going up with only a few last periods and minor little retracements. Each rest or retracement could have been an opportunity to get out of your short position and reverse yourself. What do you do? What would stop you? The answer is inside you. If you breathed a sigh of relief each time the market paused or retraced a bet, choosing to believe it was finally all over, then I ask you, what is all over? Is it possible for the fact that you won't have to confront yourself and say, I'm wrong? That again is inside you. You choose, based on the makeup of your mental environment, to believe the pauses were stopping points, relief from confrontation instead of a possibility to take advantage of an opportunity to eliminate your risk and high probability to accumulate a profit by reversing yourself. The way the market seemed to you was actually the way you created it in your own mind out of all the available choices and alternate ways of considering the possibilities. You choose one particular way, your own mental framework controlling what and the ways in which you perceive information locked you into the losing trade. The unique way you define a loss, your beliefs about it, and what it means to you is a component part of your psychological makeup. Your beliefs will interact with your perception of environment information to form the particular way you pick and choose whatever information you happen to focus your attention on. The market has nothing to do with the process, even though that is where the information is coming from. In the trading environment, the outcome of your decision is immediate and you are powerless to change anything except your mind. The power you have to create more fulfilling outcomes from your trading resides in your degree of mental flexibility. You have to learn how to flow with the markets. You are either in harmony with them or you are not. The less acceptance you have or for different types of market behavior, the more the market seems to turn on you like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. In any moment, it is satisfying all your needs. In the next, it is like a greedy monster taking everything away. This Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde characteristics of the market only represents your own mental inflexibility to flow with the changes and your lack of understanding that you give yourself to the best of your ability, what you end up with out of what is available, and by the same token, what you lost, you gave away. You can't change what the market is going, what the market is showing. You can only change yourself in a way that allows you to perceive what it may do next with increased clarity and objectively. As a trader, you want to know what is going on to happen next. Yet, how can you begin to know what could happen next if you refuse to open yourself up mentally in ways that allows you to perceive the most likely possibilities? It is a complete contradiction in thought to what I can say, want to know what is going to happen next in an event over which you have no control, and at the same time to maintain a rigid mental structure that allows for only a very limited number of possibilities. This contradiction in thoughts is the result of not understanding the nature of beliefs and how they limit a person's perception of environment information. When you put on the trade, you had to have some belief about the future. What you need to do is learn how to release yourself from the demand, your expectation be fulfilled exactly the way you expect them to be. Releasing yourself from the demand will allow you to shift your perspective to perceive whatever opportunity exists in the market now as if you didn't have a trade on at all of us are in a position of having to pick and choose environmental information because we can't be aware of everything at once. If you pick and choose market information on the basis of having to justify your beliefs, you are putting yourself at an extreme disadvantage. You will be excluding from your awareness information. Okay, I'll go through it once again. We can't be aware of everything at once. That's true. If you pick and choose market information on the basis of having to justify your beliefs, you're putting yourself at an extreme disadvantage. If you pick and choose market information on the basis of having to justify your beliefs, you are putting yourself at an extreme disadvantage. Absolutely correct. So when you are in a trade and you are in a losing position, what you are looking for exactly, rather than just accepting, okay, it is a losing position and you have to get out of the trade as soon as possible. What do? You see, or what you seek the information from the market which is in the favor, that market will reverse and this whole loss that is visible to you will become all profitable to you. So you still stay in the trade even after you got to know that you are absolutely wrong in this particular trade and you have to get out. So you have to cut the part if it start poisoning your body, right? If it became fatal, if it became very what I can say, lethal for the other parts of the body, you have to cut it off. So that's how it is supposed to be in the market as well. If you are in a trade and started losing now, before it will bleed you completely, you have to get out of the trade as soon as possible, right? So inside you, you will have this feeling that you are able to identify that this is a wrong trade, and you would know that, okay, this is a wrong trade. But still, since it is constantly moving, it will play with your mind and your psychology. And that's where your discipline is actually at check. If you have rules and you're abiding by them, in a strict manner, that can only save you at this position. You have to accept it. Okay. So you are putting yourself at an extreme disadvantage. You will be excluding from your awareness information that may be more indicative of the consistency of the market and its potential to move in any given direction. It will be extremely difficult to learn how to develop a perspective for the big picture by expanding your time frames perspective. Hmm. So even though you can't actually control the market's movement, you can learn how to control your perception of the market's movement in a way that allows you to maximum objectivity. Learning to perceive objectively will increase your ability to learn the market or let the market tell you when to get in and when to get out. You can learn how to trade where you want, be using information to justify your beliefs, but rather to perceive the most likely possibility in any given moment. As you build a solid foundation of insight and understanding into the workings of your mental environment, which I'll represent in chapter 9 through 14, you learn how to change yourself in ways. Okay, this is my target. Tomorrow is also holiday, so परसों तक मेरे को चैप्टर 14 कंप्लीट करने हैं, क्योंकि ये बताने वाला है कि कैसे आप अपनी फाउंडेशन बना सकते हो, एंड दैट इज़ अ मच 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 नीडेड। चैप्टर 14 तक मुझे कंप्लीट करना है। 27th 27th of January 2026 तक। अभी 25th of January 9:35 PM हो रहा है, और कल इट इज़ लाइक व्हाट आई कैन से Republic Day. I'm exactly not remembering the number of, is it 77th or 78th Republic Day? I'm not sure. But yeah, tomorrow is our Republic Day, and which is again a historic event, and we are able to freely think it because we are also abiding by a rule of system, right? There is constitution which has a set of rules, and because of that we have this freedom of speech, and doing all the right things well within the boundaries of legal system, and well within the fact that we are not harming others. So yeah, rules are very very important. So this Republic Day is also a reminder for yourself to understand what is the importance of rules in your life, to live the kind of life that you want to live, and be in the harmony of others, and have a sustainable growth of yours and your society and the people around you, and in turn have a great word or a good word around you. You learn how to change yourself in ways that will allow you to perceive the market from an objective perspective rather than eventually trade intuitively. What I'll be offering you in the remainder of the book is a step-by-step process to how to adapt yourself to function more effectively in the trading environment. Especially, it is a process that will. Okay, I'll just use a pointer or something so that it'll be like. Uh, okay, so I think this is a pointer, right? Correct. Use a green one. Okay, now it is fine. What I'll be offering you. Hmm. What I'll be offering you is a reminder. In the remainder of the book is a step-by-step process of how to adapt yourself to function more effectively in the trading environment, especially. Essentially, it is a process that will enable you to identify and manipulate your beliefs to be more consistent with your goals. There are two dominant themes that form the foundation of this approach. The first we have already briefly covered, that you create the market that you experience in your own mind based on your beliefs, perception, intents, and rules. And second, your trading results will be a function of the degree of skills you develop in three primary areas: perception, your ability to perceive opportunity, execution on your or your ability to execute a trade, and accumulation, or your ability to allow your account balance to grow over a period of time or series of trades. Perceiving opportunity, your perception of opportunity is a function of the depth of insight into the market's behavior. The depth of your insight into the market behavior is equivalent to the number of distinction you can make and the qualities of these distinction. Perception of opportunity is synonymous with your expectations of the market, what the market will do next. To be effective, you will need to learn how to make kinds of distinction that will provide you with an indication of a high probability opportunity from an objective perspective. What I call making an uncommitted assessment of the probabilities. To be able to make some kind of quality distinction that will eventually develop into a vision of the broader perspective, you'll need to learn how to expand your time frame perspective of market activity. There are several components of this process, but the two most important are instituting a completely disciplined trading approach and learning how to release yourself from negative emotional energy stored in the memories of any past trading experience. That is also hell true. So because of the experience that you had in your past, and the thing is happening very fast, so it is going to affect you in a manner that you don't want to do it. सो मार्केट से पहले आप एक सेट ऑफ रूल्स बनाते हो, मार्केट में आप फॉलो नहीं कर पाते हो, मार्केट के बाद आप देखते हो कितना फुलिश वे में आपने अपना लॉस किया है, कितना इजीली आप उसे बचा सकते थे। बट जहाँ पे आप एक्शन ले रहे हो, वहाँ पे आपने कैसे एक्ट करना है, दैट इज व्हाट ही इज गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट, like how to get rid of negative emotional energy stored in the memories of your past trading experiences. The disciplined approach will naturally help you develop the degree of self trust essential to function effectively in the market in an environment that does not provide any external constraint to limit or control your behavior as society does. Without the discipline, you will be at the mercy of your own unrestrained impulses and basically out of control. Consequently, without the self trust that develops from the self discipline, you will fear the unpredictability of your own behavior. At the same time, you'll likely project this fear into the market as being erratic and seemingly unpredictable when it is your own behavior you fear the most. It would be ludicrous to think that you could understand the market's behavior to any degree greater than you understand your own behavior first. To understand the market better, you have to understand yourself better. To grasp the fundamental nature of your own behavior, you'll need to understand thoroughly all the effects fear has on your perception of environmental information. At the most fundamental level, fear will limit your awareness of market information that could clearly indicate those possibilities that are in your favor and those that are not. How could any deep level of insight into the market's behavior ever developed if you are constantly worried about what the market may do to you and cannot stay focused on the consistency? And what I can say, all right, so my back started hurting a bit, so that's why I have to, lean backwards and take a kind of support from the back. Okay, I hope it is completely fine. You're not judging me on the basis of that, right? Okay, coming back to the content. So yeah. At the most fundamental level, fear will limit your awareness of market information that could clearly indicate those possibilities that are in your favor and those that are not. How could you, how could any deep level of insight into the market's behavior ever develop if you are constantly worried about what the market may do to you and cannot stay focused on the consistency and structure of the market itself? This word structure also coming a lot in what I can say. It is like again another sign that I'm getting that you have to work on your structure, work on your strategy, work on your system. So yeah, that is again I have to work on. Like I do have a strategy, but since I'm using a lot of indicator, and since I have a knowledge of a lot of things about the market, and it is a what I can say, it has unlimited opportunities as well, right? So that's why I'm falling for it again and again. Hmm. Because there is no cap. The market can't do anything to you if you trust yourself to act appropriately under any market condition. Very much needed. I'll highlight it with a green color, obviously. The market can't do anything to you if you trust yourself to act appropriately under any market condition. Learning this is the key to gaining the level of confidence every trader needs to be successful. Yes, sir. Okay, so that is there. I've worked on it in the past, and yeah, I have came out in what I can say not fine. Hmm, bro, got 3 years there, but before that I'll cover. Hmm, I think this video is already too long. All right, so you covered till 64 page, and we have to start from the page number 65. I'll screenshot it as well. Am I able to do it? Yes, it is there. Okay, so that is about it. Let's just end this video for now and peace out.